welcome back to my channel. My name is Lexi, and if you're new here, welcome and thank you for watching. And as of the posting of this video, I will have been doing alternate day fasting for 11 months. I started on September 17th, 2019. So as of August 17th, 2020, I will have been doing it for 11 months, which is crazy because it's almost a year, which is just wild. And as far as my weigh-in update, so last time I weighed in was August 5th, and I was at 177.5, and today, actually this morning, August 15th, which is Saturday, I was 174.8. So I'm officially back down to my goal weight after a kind of a crazy bumpy road after going on vacation and eating for 7 days in a row. And if you want to catch up on that whole thing, you can watch my previous videos. But yeah, so I'm pretty happy to be back here. And as I had mentioned in my previous video, when I had first gotten to my goal weight, my plan is to keep going with the 4-3 schedule for around a month. And then I'm probably going to start alternating between a 4-3 and a 5-2, just every other week, and then go from there and see how I like it. And maybe that will be my maintenance plan long term. We'll just have to see how it goes. But for now, I'm gonna hold steady for about a month just to see how, things go and whatnot. And honestly, like, I enjoy alternate day fasting, so it's not like I'm just dying to get out of this schedule or anything like that. It's more just of a, this might work better for me long term to do that alternating schedule. But yeah, so as just a whole recap, since we're on a month marker here, my starting weight was 209 pounds back in September when I started, and I am 5'11". My goal weight was 175. I have now lost 34.2 pounds. And my last weigh-in is not my lowest weight. I've gotten down to 174.1, so I'm 0.7 pounds up from that, but I'm not even worried about that at all. And we'll just see what happens from here. It's possible that I may still lose some more, and that's fine with me. Like, I would still be at a healthy weight. I have plenty to spare still. It's not like I am by any means, skin and bones. So still got a lot of meat on my bones for sure, and that's fine with me. But I also am fine if I lose more. I think that if I do, it won't be very much because, like I said, I'll be probably fasting a little less going forward. So yeah, we'll just see how it goes. But anyway, so this past week, I feel like I may have experienced a whoosh, and you may have heard of a whoosh before, which is basically just like a very sudden loss of fat where it just like suddenly flushes out of you. So the reason I feel like I did was because this past Wednesday, after my Tuesday eat day, I was down 1.5 pounds, which normally after an eat day, I would be up like around 2 pounds. So I was down 1.5 pounds, and it wasn't because of anything that I did on my eat day, because I actually ate quite a bit, and I will put some pictures in here, but I ate a turkey sandwich on a pretzel roll with, sauteed zucchinis, and I don't have a picture of this, but at dinner I had pork tenderloin with a loaded mashed potato with a lot of butter and sour cream and broccoli and more squash. I ate some chocolate throughout the day, and I had this delicious chocolate raspberry ice cream bar that was just so good and worth it. I actually had one of those on Thursday too, super delicious. Anyway, so that being said, it was definitely a not low carb, nor low sugar day, but I still dropped 1.5 pounds. And this may be a little TMI, but when I went to the bathroom in the morning, I could definitely feel the flush. So I'm not talking about number 2, I'm talking about number 1, just a lot of water being released. So yeah, that was that. And I'm pretty sure that's why I got back down to my goal weight this week. And this was after a 3-day weekend of, being on a trip and eating more than usual as well. So there you go. So I just wanted to talk about something that a viewer had asked about, or suggested that I should post before and after pictures. And I agree. I think those are so motivating. I love seeing people's before and after pictures. But here's the thing. I did not take hardly any before pictures. The before pictures that I have that are like official, that I took the day that I started, were terrible, terrible pictures. And I only have them still because I put them on my Instagram page, because I deleted them off my phone. And there was a couple reasons why I didn't take a bunch of before pictures, partly because I hated taking pictures of myself back then. I just hated looking at them. And a lot of the time, if, there were pictures that existed, I would delete them. And it's kind of sad because I know that some of those were times that I was with my kids, and I did force myself to keep a lot of pictures because of that, because they were, experiences with my kids. But I also deleted a lot of pictures. And I'm sad about that. But also, the other reason was because my kids look at my phone a lot, and I didn't want them to be like finding all these pictures of me like in, a sports bra or something, like just posing. I thought that would be weird. So let me just tell you that if you feel that way, take the before pictures anyway, even if you absolutely hate taking pictures of yourself, because it doesn't matter how grumpy you look in them. You don't have to show them to a single person. And here's a tip for that. If you don't want them just sitting on your phone, just go ahead and email them to yourself, and then you can put them in a folder tucked away so that you don't have to look at them until you want to later. Also on my iPhone, there's a feature where you can hide a picture. So it's like tucked away in a little hidden folder. And that's what I do for a lot of my YouTube pictures and Instagram pictures now that I've discovered that. So hopefully that helps you. But I am going to kind of share with you right now the pictures that I do have now. So the thumbnail picture that I have on this video is from my first day posting on Instagram. Terrible picture, terrible lighting, terrible angles, just a terrible picture. So it is what it is. That's the only official before picture that I have where I actually weighed my highest weight. All the other pictures that I'm going to share today are just kind of ones that I have dug up from various places. But anyway, I'm going to put right now the Instagram picture, or I have two. I have like a front view and then I have a side view. So I'll put those in right now. And then what I want to show you are just like a series of other pictures. So this first one is a picture from about 1 month into my alternate day fasting journey. I was out to dinner with my dad and my stepmom and my family, and I was feeling pretty good at that point, but I definitely have come a long way since then. So that's this picture. And then, okay, so when I was in Utah at my brother's house, I came across these photo books that my sister-in-law had made, and I found a lot of pictures in there of me from previous times that, if they were in my position, never would have existed. But since they were her pictures, they were there for me to see. And I'm glad, because I don't have that shame anymore of my past. But so I'm gonna share some of those just from previous years, and I can't tell you how much I weighed in any of these pictures because I just don't know. So this first one is just me sitting down next to some people. They've been cut out. I'm actually wearing the same shirt, which is like way looser on me now than it ever has been, but I just love the pattern, so I don't want to get rid of it. And then the next picture is just also me sitting next to my brother at my dad's house on a trip. And it's funny when I look at these pictures because I'm like, I know that when I took them, I was trying to look slimmer, you know, like the way I was sitting or positioning myself, and I did not look very slim. But yeah, so then here's another one on the beach in Santa Cruz, California with my family. Again, trying to pose in a way that would make me look slimmer. Didn't really work. And then this last picture is going to be one of me at Christmas time. And this was about 2 to 3 months postpartum with my 4th baby. And you can tell just how like puffy I am. And of course that is partly because of being postpartum, but it just also was that I had put on a lot of weight and I was not feeling good at all. So there you go. Those are my pictures that I wanted to share with you, and they are not the greatest at all. So I really encourage you to take pictures when you start and as you go along, like whether it's every month, every 3 months, just to track your progress, because I think that is one of the best ways to really see your progress. So highly recommend that. Do not do what I did. Learn from my mistakes. And then the other thing I want to talk about is non-scale victories, because I think these are very important. Also, just like looking at pictures of yourself, it can be extremely motivating to think about the other things that have changed. For me, one of the things is just sizing has gone down for sure. So I started out, my jean sizes was like somewhere between a 12 and a 14. Like I could fit into really stretchy 12s, but really I should have been more in a 14. And now I am in a size 10, but I have worn some size 8s. So my first size 8 I got at Costco because there were some crop pants on sale on clearance for $5, and they didn't have a 10, they only had an 8, and I was like, well, it's $5, so maybe I'll fit it in eventually, you know, I'll just buy it. So I brought it home and I just was like amazed that they fit me, and they fit me right now. And I also bought a size medium shirt that day, which is pretty much my new size across the board. Like it can fit into a medium. I used to be extra large, even 2X sometimes on top. And so then my second pair of jeans were Old Navy, and I'll put a picture in of those. I didn't fit in those so great. There was a lot less stretch to them, and so there was a little bit of this muffin top action going on, as you can see in the second picture. And yeah, so definitely a different fit on those. And then just recently I bought another pair of jeans from Target. These were the Levi Denizen skinny jeans, and they fit quite well. They were snug, but they fit pretty perfectly. So I'll also post or put in those pictures as well. So the other benefits that I have noticed are definitely more mental clarity, better immune system. I haven't had a cold since I've started. I've had like twinges of like a sore throat, but I'll usually just take some zinc on my eating days, and hasn't developed into anything. So I've really enjoyed that, because I typically will get, you know, I don't know, 3 to 4 colds every cold season, and they could last anywhere from a week to 2 weeks or even longer, and you know how that is. It's not fun. And I just feel better in my skin, which is a huge deal, and I'm sure that a lot of you know how big of a deal that is. And I'll just share with you some other non-scale victories that I've heard from people. I've heard of people reversing type 2 diabetes, going off of blood pressure medication. In fact, my aunt went off of her blood pressure medication. Skin issues resolving, like psoriasis, plantar fasciitis disappearing, just other inflammatory pain going away, eyesight improving, just a lot of things. And so when you're approaching intermittent fasting, you have to kind of look at the whole picture. And that's why I also recommend when you start to write down all of the kind of ailments that you're feeling and all of the mental and emotional things that you're going through, so that you can compare as you go along whether any of those things have resolved. And I think that that is really important. So that's what I have to share with you today. I hope it's helpful. Please consider subscribing if you would like to follow along on my journey, and I really appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, bye.